Okay, I am back with another box opening for you guys. Let's take a look at the newest set of My Hero, set 3, Heroes Clash card game. Yeah, let's see what we get, guys. So right off the top, my box topper XR is Cool and Tough. It's a common, kind of pretty, but nothing too fancy there. Let's just get all of this out of here. Alright. Quirk packs. We got Chivalrous Competitor. Enhance, flip, both players draw a card. Response before one of your foundations would be destroyed or flipped due to a rival's non-character effect. Flip this foundation instead. Important, if they try to destroy something of yours, you can just flip this. So, it's pretty neat, does both. I like it. And then we got Backdraft, really fun character I'm probably going to build at some point. Enhance, commit. This tech gets -2 speed. If it's fire, it gets -3 basically, or another -1. There's a frog card that does this. The name's escaping me right now, but he's got it on face, which is nice. And then discard 3 cards from your rival's card pool. This tech gets +3/+3. So on water, you probably got Monetta's stuff and Sarah's stuff to stuff their card pool, and then give your attack +3/+3, and then just move on. Or +5/+5, sorry. It's a fun mechanic. I like it. Alright, first pack. We got some commons. Trap Flex is getting a lot of love lately. I want to talk about this uncommon for a second here. It has commit name, a card type, discard the top card of your rival's deck. If it matches the name type, your attack gets +3 speed. Flip after any number of cards leave your deck due to a rival effect. Add 1 from the discard pile to the top of your deck. Bottom one's fun, but the top one, if you're playing like a Jiro, you stack the deck anyway. So you could stack an attack and a foundation. You know what's coming up, so you're attacking at +3 speed if it's not flash. It's pretty nice. Or you could just roll the dice and say attack every time or foundation every time. Sudden Death Assault. So I got UR straight off the top. It's a 5 difficulty, 3 check, charge fury, powerful 3, 3 mid speed for 5 damage with the 2 low block. Enhance, if your rival tries to block this attack with a mid block, their check to block gets -3. So if you look into breaker mid this, so usually the breaker mids are +2. So you're looking at an 8 check just to get that off. Ouch. And enhance, remove 2 momentum. Your rival loses 5 health. This effect cannot reduce your rival below 1 health. If your character is Shigaraki, you remove this attack after it resolves. So clears your own card pool, but the important thing is straight 5 burn. 5 burn is pretty nutty. Especially with some of his other attacks and foundations that, you know, if your rival loses health, flip this, they lose another health. I think it's Nervous Habit. I'm not entirely sure, but there's lots of fun interactions you can have with that. This is a busted foundation. I don't know if I talked about it before, but once per turn after an attack is played, it gets +1 speed and gains Taunt if it doesn't already have it. 0 diff, 2 high block. This does so much for Midnight. It's such a crazy card. Which reminds me, I gotta build my Midnight before I start playing. Friends of Animals. This is a good ally foundation. 3 difficulty, which is pretty high for foundations. I don't know if we have 4s in any of these sets, but 3 is pretty much the highest. 5 control, 2 high block. Response after this card is committed during the enhanced step. This attack gets +2 speed, playable while committed, which works with Coda because he commits to make a card in his card pool, an ally card in his card pool, not count towards progressive difficulty. So you commit, your attack gets +2 speed and doesn't count. It's so good. And then enhance remove after one ally attack from your discard pile to your momentum. Playable while committed. So at any point, if there's a if you got a good ally attack with the block zone you want, which most attacks have better block zones than foundations anyway, you can just be like, boop, I'm gonna pick up this block that I need. Nice rare. Probably see a lot of use out of that. Alright, pack 3. Let's see. USJ. Let's have a look at USJ for a minute. So this is a terrain, which is kind of new to this set. Not new to UVS in general, but new to this set. Basically, it's kind of the same as Yu-Gi-Oh! You can only have one terrain out. So if my opponent builds a terrain, this just blows up. This one is, while this card is ready in your stage, the second attack each player plays during a turn gets +2/+2. And then response commit, after you commit a foundation to your rival's effect, draw one card or commit one rival foundation. So this is anti-stun tech, basically. But on the offside, the opponent also gets that +2/+2. And I want a sealed event like that because it was ready and I got +2/+2 on my second attack and they couldn't block it. Nullify is my rare. It's a nice action. It's 3 difficulty, 5 control, and a 4 high block, which is pretty nutty high block. Response, after your rival plays a non-character enhance ability, cancel it. Remove this card from the game when it leaves your card pool. That's why this has such a high block modifier, is because this is just like a nope. Response, remove, discard 2 momentum after your rival plays an enhanced ability on their character, cancel it. Ooh, okay. So if you've got the momentum, you can also say nope to the character. I personally prefer things like Blood Curdle, but this is on defense too. So and it's an enhance, so any enhance ability. Most characters have enhances. There's a couple, like in this set, 13 just has 2 responsibilities, which are really good. If you have responses and not enhances, that means you usually get to trigger them before enhances trigger, and you get to play the game your way. Shoji, my dupli counters guy, really fun character. At the start of his turn, he just adds 4 counters. He's a 6-hander, 27 health, so he's pretty healthy. Enhance, remove any number of dupli counters, and if you removed a certain amount, you get to do these different things. So 1 counter is look at the top card of your deck, you may discard it. 2 counters is this attack gets +2 or -2 speed, so add offense and defense. 3 counters, this attack gets +4 damage, good for throws. 4 counters is if this attack is blocked, it deals no damage. So there's your built-in wall cling, basically. This is the anti-jolt, anti-throw, anti-whatever. So Shoji can do a lot, and depending on what deck he's against is how many counters he's probably going to save and use and stuff like that. He's got attacks and foundations that add counters to him, so you're probably playing with 6 most of the time. So you'll be buffing 1 or 2 attacks and then completely blocking something, or you'll be giving your throws +4 damage twice, something like that. It'll be interesting to see what people make. Laceration is my rare. It is a 4 difficulty, 3 check, a 2 low block, 3 mid speed for 5 damage. Weapon combo after an attack. It's got a stain combo enhance, so character specific enhance. Sorry about the glare. If this attack is completely blocked, it still deals 1 damage during the damage step. So this has basically jolt built in with stain. Enhance, remove 1 weapon card from your discard pile. Your rival loses 1 health. This cannot reduce them below 1 health. So a nice little bleed effect for just removing 1 attack out of your your discard, which is nice. I like it. And let's see what's next. We got this guy looking from a distance, licking his lips. Blue Flame Palm Strike. I do want to talk about this card because I think this card is nutty in a lot of characters. It's a 5 difficulty, 3 control, 2 high block, 5 speed for mid for 3 damage, powerful 3, and punch. Enhance reveal the top 3 cards of the deck. Add 1 card revealed this way to your momentum and discard the rest. This has chaos. You can play it with Zero Gravity Lift with jolts, and if you reveal a jolt or Zero Grav Lift, that goes face up to your momentum, and you can use the momentum skill on them. Fire, I think, has a couple that also have face up momentum skills, but I think we'll see a lot of that under chaos. Got another USJ, and ooh, I have a hard time saying this word, but Somnambulism. This is a great midnight card. It is 5 difficulty. It is a 2 check. 1 mid block. It is a 4 mid speed for 6 damage with Breaker 1, Stun 1, and the weapon keyword. Midnight Enhance, commit your rival's character. So right there you got Blood Curdle without having to play the action. Built into the attack. Enhance if you have 6 or more printed keywords in your card pool, draw 2 cards and discard 1 card. Really easy to do, you just have to play this as your second attack. So most attacks have at least 2 keywords. If you've got the foundation that adds the taunt that I was talking about earlier, this one here, Easily Excited, that gives it the 3rd keyword, and then you've got 6. Breakers a keyword, Stun's a keyword, Weapon's a keyword. So you'd have 6, you'd get an extra. It's basically a draw card, or draw 2, discard 1, but I count that as just a +1 card, and being able to manipulate your hand quite a bit. And the last one is Enhance, discard 1 momentum. Your rival discards a card. Wow, that is so good. If you've got a momentum and you get this card out, your opponent's taking a lot of damage. One of the better URs for the set, in my opinion, at least if you plan on playing Midnight. She is gonna be nutty. I think the other 2 enhances are still really, really good. Even if you're not playing Midnight, and it's a +1 breaker block. It does so much. That card does a lot for a 2 check. I would argue that it does more than the secret rares. Next pack, we got another Terrain. While this card is in your stage, at the start of your end phase, players who dealt damage this turn may add the top card of the deck to the momentum. And response commit, after you make a check to play an attack, that check gets +2. Now this doesn't say while it's ready, it just says while it's in your stage. So if it's committed, this floating effect does still work. Huh, okay. But giving your attack +2, it could work if you're playing like, that's not on, yeah, it's on symbol, chaos symbol. You know, if you're going for this on a 6 check, and you check a 3, then you can just be commit. It's actually a 5, and I only have to commit 1 to finish it out. So, fun Terrain. I like Terrain. Assets in general are very strong. Cheerleader is my rare. It is a 2 difficulty, 5 check, a 3 mid block. Response, remove, discard 1 momentum. After an attack is played, it gains flash. Both offense and defense, that can be useful. I would probably have this in my side deck, not in my deck, but really good against things like Detroit Smash, or, you know, when people want to really buff up an attack, you're just like, nope, it has flash, I'll take 3 damage, or whatever the base stats are. Hagagure, first form, specific to Toru. Flip, both players build the top card of their deck face down, only playable if your rival has 8 or fewer foundations. Now Hagagure 2 in this set, she wants wants their opponent to have foundations, because she makes the block modifier harder the more foundations the opponent has. And it keeps stacking for every 4, if I remember right. So it starts at +1, and then if they have 4, it's +2. If they have 8, it's +3. If they have 12, it's +4, and it just keeps going and going. So it's really hard to wall up against her, because it just makes your own stuff harder makes it harder to block her stuff. Alright. Here's Coda. Actually, you should take the characters out. Oh well. Too late now. I'll sort stuff later. He's a 6-hander, 27 health. Seems to be the theme. 627 was backdraft. I think 627 was Shoji as well. Form commit, draw 1 card for each ally attack and ally action in your card pool, and then enhance commit 1 foundation. Choose 1 ally card in your card pool. That card does not count towards progressive difficulty for the rest of the turn. So you'll play out a little bit, commit foundations to make them not count. Then you'll form commit, draw your 3. I'd assume you get like 3. Draw 3 cards, and then you can build out, or you can keep hammering on them. Fun character. Freezer Burn is my rare. It is a 4 difficulty, 3 control with a 2 low block. It is a 4 low speed for 4 damage, charge ranged. Response, destroy 1 foundation. After your rival plays a non-character ability during this attack, cancel it. So this has a nope built in, but you have to destroy your own stuff to get the nope, which kind of sucks, but it is only a 4 difficulty attack. Enhance, discard the top 3 cards of your deck. Your rival readies 1 of your foundations. That's kind of neat. Your rival gets to pick, but they have to do it. So you get back a foundation. You get to mill a little bit, which in a lot of his stuff you want to mill. Stuff like what is this one that's really stupid rare in the first set? But it's looking for how many ranged attacks you have in your discard, so you can draw 2. Really good. And other characters that use a symbol, like Endeavor 1 uses fire. He's looking for the discard to be, be pretty high and his deck to be low, so that you can get boosted damage that way. Ooh, another ultra rare, so that's 3, and 3 really good ones actually. So this Piercing Needle, it is a 4 difficulty 3 check. It has a 1 high block, which is great. It is a 4 mid speed for 5 damage with X3 weapon and Deadlock Stun 3. Nutty. I love Deadlock Stun. I just like Deadlock skills. If this attack is added to your momentum, add a face up. There's a death one with the face up, so you can play that with the Dabi attack. When he reveals 3 cards, add it to momentum, because Dabi has death, if I remember. Yeah, so you use this Blue Flame Spiral. You reveal a Piercing Needle, basically, and then this goes face up to your momentum. And in momentum, flip after your unblocked attack deals damage, your rival loses 2 health. Nice little extra bleed. I like doing things like this when it's like a 1 damage attack or 2 damage attack, and they just don't want to commit the resources to block it, and then they just take another 2 damage. It's nice. And enhance this attack, it's +2 speed and -2 damage. There you go. So this pumps it down, but pumps the speed up, where you got to make that difficult decision. So you can even use this with itself. So if you have a Piercing Needle in your momentum, you have a Piercing Needle that you're playing as an attack, you're like, well, I'm going to bump this to a 6 speed. It's only 3 damage. Do you want to block it? And if you don't, you're actually still going to take the other 2 damage anyway, because I'm going to flip it in my momentum. Neat card. Does a lot too. It's weapon. I think we'll be seeing quite a bit of that card. Does a lot of fancy things. Good block mod. Low difficulty. I haven't had any XRs yet, so that's interesting. Conflict of Ideologies. This is a 2 difficulty 5 check, 3 mid block. Response: commit. After your attack deals damage, freeze one rival asset or foundation. Freeze is another new thing they're reintroducing into My Hero now. Basically, during the ready step, your opponent, whatever foundation is frozen or you've freezed, I guess. I would say frozen, whatever verbiage you want to use. If something has been freezed, it does not ready during the ready step. So when you go and ready up all your foundations, that one cannot. Back in the days, Sub-Zero was really big on that. Response flip: after your Fury attack is not blocked, your rival loses 2 health. Oh, another bleed. That's a great one too. So that's not very high speed, but basically after something's not blocked, that's Fury, you're just like, poop, another 2 health on top of whatever damage. There's a lot of bleed in this set, and I'm kind of digging it. I like the bleed. Everyone walls up, so any way to kind of bleed them out is fun. So we're sitting at 3 ultra rares right now. No XRs so far. Oh, speak of the devil, I got 2 cards. So my rare is Sticky Ball Pitch. It is a 5 difficulty 3 check, 2 mid block, 4 high speed for 6 damage with X2 Fury and range. Response: after you block a ranged attack with this card, that attack deals no damage. This has wall cling built in against ranged. That's really fun. Really fun. And then enhance: add this card to your momentum during the end phase. So even if they block this, you're getting momentum. As long as you played this attack and they didn't end the enhanced step before you could do this, this goes to your momentum. Neat. It's a fun card. And my first XR is Battle Arena Toshiden. It's another terrain. We already covered this one, but I don't know if I can make you see kind of the extra flair they put on some of these XRs. So this one has like a bunch of flashes coming out that are foiled, and then it's got the old classic dots in a circle, which I'm not too happy about since they kind of did that on every card in set 2, but I like the extra like flashes and making it look really cool. Neat. It's also an uncommon, so XR uncommon. I personally really like the XR attacks right now because even the commons got the full art treatment and they look really nice. Let's see. Ujiro. I won a sealed event with this character. He's really fun. He's not 27 health like the rest though, so he's a 6-hander, 28 health. Enhance this attack, it's +1 speed and +1 damage for each different printed attack zone in your card pool. So this is a max of a +3/+3. And that's if you've got 3 different ones in your card pool. But the really neat thing is that this is +1/+1 right out the gate. Your very first attack is going to be +1/+1. Enhance: once per turn, add 1 attack from your card pool to your hand. Only playable if there are 3 different printed attack zones in your card pool. It's kind of hard to do that outside of his foundations. You could balance your deck to have like exactly the right amount, so you could play that, but you're mainly going to be stuffing your deck with an attack using other resources like foundations and assets and stuff like that, so that you can get that third one in there and pick them up. Because it doesn't say it has to be an attack that was played, it just has to be an attack. So if they're adding cards from your discard with like some of the Moneta stuff, and the top card happens to be an attack, that benefits him actually, so it's good. Another ultra rare, I'd say one of the least exciting ones, but I like Tetsu Tetsu, and I think the art on this is awesome. So it's a 4 difficulty 2 check. It's a 1 mid block, 4 mid speed for 4 damage with Fury Punch and Tetsu specific stun 1. Enhance if the number of the cards in your hand is equal to or less to the number of cards in your rival's hand, add 1 copy of this card, Tetsu Tetsu Thrashing, from your discard pile to your hand. So Nomu had a card like this, Rapid Punches or something, did the same kind of thing, but you lose, I think, 2 health, and you get to pick 1 up out of your discard. So he just gets to do it for free if he's not, if he doesn't have as many cards in his hand, which is really nice. Enhance, reveal the top card of your deck. If the reveal card was a foundation, this attack gets +2 damage. If it was a non-foundation, build it face down. Ooh, okay. So, I don't think people are giving enough credit to this card. You're either buffing the damage of this attack or getting a free resource. Plus, you can stun with Tetsu, and you can get more of this card if it's in your discard, which it really sucks checking a 2, but at least being able to get it back is really nice. I don't think there's a way for you to get Midnight's back on her symbols very easily. Void should have a way. Usually, historically, Void has been kind of like discard pile manipulation and fancy fun stuff. So she should have a way, but I think this is a lot easier. Let's see. Trying to go through some of these a bit faster. Karate Chop is a 4 difficulty 3 check, a 1 high block, 4 mid speed for 4 with punch and slam. Enhance, your rival commits 1 foundation for each different printed attack zone in your card pool, and discard 1 rival momentum. Neat thing is you get to choose. It doesn't say your rival discards 1 momentum, it says discard 1 rival momentum. So you play this, you get first enhance. You see they've got a jolt or some other face-up momentum thing. You do that enhance, and that's gone. You just get rid of it. Ojiro, specific enhance, your rival flips 1 foundation. Another great thing. Earth has a lot of flipping stuff. It has apathetic. It has interview with Genist. It's got the Kirishima attack that can flip. You can just make their board blank, which if they're Cementos, you really might not want to do that. I don't know. Maybe. He needs to flip stuff still. Alright. We got Stain. Let's have a look at Stain. He's a 7-hander with 20 health. Form once per turn. Your next weapon attack gets +3 speed. After it resolves, remove it from the game and draw a card. Interesting. So you get to play it for freezies, and it gets +3 speed. Okay. I don't know why it says once per turn, because we don't have reversals. You can't play attacks on the opponent's turn right now. But maybe that's future-proofing it. Response once per turn. After your weapon attack deals damage, commit and freeze 1 rival foundation. So this has the freeze keyword in it, but it also commits, so you get to choose commit and freeze. So if there's a really problematic card that you know is just always going to be a pain, doesn't have playable while committed on it, they'll lose that for basically this turn, their next turn, and your turn. So it's almost like 3 turns of losing that foundation, and that's a long time if you play this on your attack, which you have to because it's after your weapon deals damage. That shuts down a lot of game plans of certain characters. I wish it said asset as well, but it's only foundation because some assets are just nutty. And my rare is Grenade Bracers. It is a 1 difficulty 5 check, 2 mid block, tech, unique, and weapon. Unique means you can only have 1 of this out. So if I build 2 of this, the first one blows up. You can only have 1. Enhance, if you have destroyed a foundation this enhanced step, this tech gets +1 damage. Great with Bakugo, great with Kirishima, 2. Great with anyone running. Is it Hardened Chop that destroys 1 face down, build 1 down? I think so. Anyone that's running Hardened Chop, which they I don't think they can actually, because this is air, fire, and yeah, they can't. I don't think that's on symbol. Enhance commit this tech gets +1 damage for each foundation you have destroyed. Again, great Bakugo, great for Kirishima too. So this is going to be +2 damage to something at least on Kirishima too, and +X on Bakugo, depending on how destroy heavy he is. I love fire for that. Fire's just destroy everything. Why not? But then you have to keep track. So make sure you keep track of everything you destroy. My rare is another asset, Deku's Notebook. It is a 3 difficulty 5 check, 3 mid block, unique also. Enhance, your turn, remove, your rival reveals their hand. You may change the zone of this attack. That's pretty nutty. That's why it is a 3 difficulty asset, and probably why they banned Jiro's attack card, because being able to build that out for free, it would be nutty. Yeah, look at their hand, see what block they don't have, and just change it to it. That card's probably going to win a couple of games for sure. It's on order, so you might see it on some Denki, some... I wonder if the fourth kind might run it. It's also on good, so you're gonna see that all over the place. That's a good card. All right, I got two here, which means I'm finally getting my second XR. Confident Inventors, a 2 difficulty 5 check with a 3 mid block. Enhance, your tech attack gets +1 damage. Noted that you don't have to commit or anything, so you can just keep this ready, keep playing tech attacks, keep getting +1, +1, +1. I do like enhances that you don't have to commit, they're fun. Enhance, destroy, remove 1 foundation, add 1 asset from your discard pile to your hand. Is this on symbol? Oh, life. Alright, I see you, Jasco. I mean, it's kind of a high cost, having to destroy this and remove from game 1 other foundation. But if you play Mei Hatsume and they've flipped one of your Float Around My Babies or something, you can just put that in the remove from game pile, and then you can rebuild it back out. So I think this card's very useful. Very, very useful. My XR is Swift Cross Detonator. Very pretty. I already have a couple of these. It's a common, but I still like it. It's a 4 difficulty, 3 check, 2 mid block, 4 mid speed for 4 damage with Charge Fury, Powerful 2, and Combo Fury. Only has the combo Enhance though, which is this tech loses Powerful and gains X. X equals the rating of the lost powerful ability, only playable if you have not played a powerful ability, this enhanced step. So if you have anything that can buff up the powerful rating, so you bump it up to like powerful 4, combo enhance it, now it's X4 instead, so you can pick whether it's going to be buffing speed or damage, or you can just take the 2. You can take 2 speed or 2 damage at your whim, well, however you want to roll the dice. Alright. I haven't actually been pulling much of Engine Trouble. This is a neat one. I really like Breaker, and I love that this has a 1 low Breaker block. The Enhanced Remove Commit when Rival Asset or Foundation is pretty good. It costs you a card, but committing out a asset is very strong. I just like this card for the Breaker 1 low. Hype Man. Ooh, my UR is Twisted Azure Inferno. It is a 4 difficulty, 3 check, 2 mid block, 4 speed, mid for 4, charge ranged with enhance. If this attack damage is 7 or greater, for the rest of the turn your checks get +1 and your rival's checks to block get -1. That's really nutty, and I see a lot of people playing Bird using this. It is ranged. They just need to play this up the front. Response after you play an action, this attack gets +2 damage. Yep, bird it is. So you need to get to 7, but you play Summon Dark Shadow, your next check gets +2, or +3, and your attack is +1/+1. So it makes this a 5/5. Plus you get the +2. It's a 5 mid 7 damage, and then your checks from then on get +1 regardless. So the next check will be +4. But you get that continuously, and you basically add an extra +1 to, or -1, but make it harder for your opponent to block each attack. So this card is gonna be a bit nutty. I'm trying to think who else would really use it. I guess you could use it in like Shigaraki. He can't damage pump as easily, but you can play, what's his action card that everyone likes? Evil Gaze. Bump the speed up to 6, give it +2 damage for that, maybe get +1 damage somewhere else, and then just make everything hard to block and make your attacks kind of go through a little easier. So I do see him possibly being able to run that too. Okay. There's Toru. I like this character a lot. 627, like the first 3. Your rival's block modifier to block this attack gets +1. If it gets an additional +1 for every 4 foundations in their stage. No limit. If they build out to 20, they get +6. +1, no, +5, sorry. No, +6 to block. Ugh, that's nutty. Response commit after your rival plays an attack, add it back to their hand. Look at the top card of the rival's deck. They may discard it. They check 3. They have to commit like 3 foundations. Commit, pick it back up. Great offense, great defense skill. I think that character's fun. Tentacle Tactics. This is 5 difficulty, 3 control, 2 mid block, 4 high speed for 6 damage, with breaker 1, fury, and slam. Enhance, lose 2 health. This attack gets +2 damage, and Shoji Enhance, add 2 duplicate counters to your character. So this is one way that you can just you spend 2, give this +2 speed. This is now a 6 high for 8 damage on a 5 difficulty attack. That's very strong with built-in breaker and all sorts of other interesting aspects. What a crazy card. It's got slam. It's on life and death, huh? Yeah, I'm not. There's a few other people I'd probably run this in. It's just the duplicate counter thing is really nice. You could run it in Shigaraki with other stuff. I think fire, I'd have to look at some of my other cards. It doesn't match any of the compression spear symbols. It does not. Because that looks for lost health. So you could play that card first and then compression sphere and get the stun to you, but it does not match. Getting towards the end. I got probably one more UR. I should have 2 more XRs. We'll see. So my rare is Lessons from Taiyaki. It's a 1 difficulty 5 foundation with a 3 mid block. Enhance, commit, cancel your rival's next non-character ability. This enhanced step. That's pretty good for just a commit. You just say no, it's not a destroyer or anything. And then deadlock, enhance, remove, add 1 attack from your card pool to your hand. Ooh, this is a good card. I like that card. It's going to keep your combo strings going. It's going to keep your opponent honest. They're not going to want to go to deadlock when you can just play an attack and add it back to your hand. And then you can cancel any enhance that they play on their non-character just for free. That actually might get used quite a bit. I would probably run at least 3 of these in all those symbols. Huh. Alright. Do I have 2? I have 2 cards. Alright. So Hardened Uppercut is my rare. It is a 5 difficulty, 3 check. It is a 0 high block, just like Detroit Smash. It's a 3 low speed for 5 damage with X2, Fury, and Punch. Response after you block with this card, your rival's next attack gets -2 speed. So that's a pseudo breaker 2. I wouldn't say it's a breaker 2, but it just makes it easier for the next one to block, not harder for them to pass it. But makes it easier for you. And then it has destroy 2 face down foundations. This attack gets +4 damage. Ugh. It could be useful if you're playing Bakugo Earth. So you'd have to be running Bakugo 2. I could see this being useful. This isn't even on symbol for grenade bracers, is it? It is not. So you can't even benefit from that. Yeah, I don't. Other than the 0 block, I don't like that card much. My XR is another common. It is Honorable Forfeit. It is a 2 difficulty 5 check with a 2 low block. Enhanced commit. If there are at least 2 different attack zones in your card pool, your next check to play a card gets +2. Not next check to play an attack. Next check to play a card. So not bad, especially if at the end of your string, or you can keep your attacks coming, or you can make sure you pass that 3 difficulty asset that you want to play, stuff like that. Catching a Ride. It always reminds me of Borderlands. 13. Let's talk about our 722 health. Only has responsibilities once per turn. After your rival plays a non-character ability that modifies the speed of an attack, cancel it. And then response once per turn, destroy 1 foundation. After your rival plays a foundation as a form, discard it from their card pool. You see something tricky coming up, you can get rid of it. And the rare is a 2 difficulty 4 check with a 3 mid block, form remove, name a foundation, commit all copies of the named card in both stages. I like it. If you're playing against, there's a Deku card that looks for multiple copies of it. There's both an attack and a foundation. So if you see that they're kind of building a specific thing, or they want, like, if they've got all 4 Specialists of Sounds out, you just remove, bam, all 4 Specialist Sounds down, and you're gonna probably get your attacks through. I'd probably only have this card in my side deck, because you would have to see that they're running at least 4 of something, or getting 4 of something. Yeah, it's kind of iffy. I like it, but it's not exactly what I want. Brutish Swaga is my UR. It's a 5 difficulty 3 check, 2 high block, a 4 mid speed for 6 damage with Fury and Taunt. Enhance if this is the only attack in your card pool, draw a card. And enhance if you've drawn 2 or more cards this combat phase, this attack gains stun to you. So fun little things with this card. I think this is nutty in a lot of characters. Obviously, it's for Sato 1 and 2 mainly. It's on symbol for Kirishima, who draws cards. So it's on symbol for all 3 of his Kirishima 2s. So, you know, you play this as your first attack. You draw your 1 card, and then you do Kirishima 2s. Destroy 1, build 1 down, draw a card. Now you got stun 2 on this attack too, and it'll have the +2 damage, so it'll be 4 mid 8 with stun 2, all sorts of nutty things. I will be definitely adding that card to my Kirishima 2 deck. Oops, what am I doing? I'm going crazy. Alright. There's so many good cards in this set. Ooh, I got 2 cards, so this might be my last XR. So my rare is Recovery Time. It's a 2 difficulty 5 check with a 1 mid block. It's an action with Breaker 1. Response remove after you take 5 or more damage, gain 4 health. What is the, not apathetic, super regen. So you got like super regen, you gain 4 health, that's nice. Response after this card leaves your hand due to your rival's effect, draw a 2 card. Really neat defensive aspect, but very specific. You would have to like know that they're trying to discard cards out of your hand. I would maybe only have one of these symbols. Are kind of unique too, so I'm not sure if I'd ever run it in my main. I'd have it inside, and if I see they're running Hardened Chop or something like that, this would be a good counter for it, because you could still block their attack, discard this card, and then get 2 cards back. So you get your block back, and the card that they're kind of forcing you to just choose whether you discard or not block this attack. You're like, no, I'm going to do both. I'm going to block, discard a card, and get 2 cards back. So that's what I would use it for. Blazing Fury. Wow. This is a pretty card. It's got the foiling that was on, it was on a Mina 2 card. The weird, like, square looking thing that I really like. But Blazing Fury is in the Endeavor starter deck, and that's where that's mainly gonna come in. It has a 5 difficulty 3 check, 3 mid block. It is a 4 speed for 6 damage, with Fury ranged. Enhance if this attack's damage is 8 or greater. Your rival loses 2 health and discards 1 momentum. This effect cannot reduce your rival below 1 health. Really easy to get this attack to that damage. I don't see why you couldn't. Kirishima can do it for free. Endeavor can do it for losing 2 health. He can get 2 damage, or losing 1 health, sorry. So he gets it for free. 2 damage is not hard to get. The one where you have to get him to 7 is a little tougher. We got 2 more I gotta do real quick. Extendo Hair. 5 difficulty 3 check, 1 mid block. It is a 5 high speed for 3 damage with X0 ranged and stun 1. Enhance, commit 1 foundation. This attack gets +1 damage and +1 to its X rating. This enhance is playable any number of times. Deadlock Enhance, your next check to play a card gets +5. So this is really neat. It's already got a really good speed, but you can pump the damage and the X on it. So you can, if you're going in, this card is a big pump, and you can choose when to trigger it, which is nice. So they can end it early if they've got something that ends the enhanced step, but you can commit foundations. It's on order, so if you've got gotcha, you can commit that and give it plus speed and plus damage at the same time. So commit 1, make it a 6 high for 4 with X1, commit something else, and just keep going. It's a pretty good rare. I like that rare. Alright, lucky last pack. I got really good ultra rares. I am happy with all of those. Blazing Fury is a great XR as well. Let's see what's in the last one. Come on, Chrome. Dang. It's not looking good. My last one is a rare. Hero's Inspiration. Remove after you check this card to play an attack. That attack gets +2/+2. And enhance, add this card to your card pool, draw a card. It's a 2 difficulty 5 check, and this is new with this set, or the promos kind of had it prior, but this means that it does something when you check it. So there's it's kind of like an added level of flair to kind of remind you to look at this, and hey, it does something extra, you should look at it. The Specialized Sound Waves promo for Gen Con, was it Gen Con? No, prior to Gen Con, had that also. Alright, that is my pools. I hope you enjoyed the video as much as I enjoy opening packs. I'll see you on the next one.